CHIPILI Town Council, you are welcome to your committee on local government accounts. Thank you very much. We'll straight away get into introductions. We'll ask you, Council Secretary, to introduce yourself and allow your colleagues to do the same.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning to you, Chair, and honorable members of Parliament on this committee and other stakeholders of this committee. My name is Alex Zulu, the Council Secretary for CHIPILI Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Pasmo Wapula, the Director of Planning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of this honorable committee, and good morning, the permanent witnesses. I'm Mulimba Chimfwembe, Senior Procurement and Supplies Officer for Kaputa Town Council, but appearing before this committee under CHIPILI Town Council. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. I'm Samson Chisebe, the Director of Engineering for CHIPILI Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorables. My name is Henry Kawamlenga, Director of Finance.
Morning, Chair. Morning, everyone else. I am Kanyanta Brian Sanga, Acting Senior Internal Auditor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Auditor General's Office, introductions.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members, and good morning, CS and your team. My name is Daka Godfrey, Director, Office of the Auditor General, Luapula Province.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. CS and your team, good morning. My name is Chishimba Mwewa, Assistant Director in the Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone else. My name is Luinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, and good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, CHIPILI. My name is Mumbasaka from the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, Office of the Accountant General. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of Parliament. CHIPILI, good morning. My name is Jeffan Siame from the Office of Control of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and good morning to you and the honorable members of the committee. CHIPILI Town Council, you are welcome to this session. I'm Kazinga Kennedy, Permanent Witness from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. CHIPILI, good morning. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Mutali Mishek from the Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you. Clerk's Office.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Keke Makua from Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Namwenga Simaloli from the Office of the Clerk.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. Emmanuel Walia from the Office of the Clerk.
Thanks very much, honorable members of Parliament. Honorable member for Dundumwezi.
Chair, I'm so grateful and good morning to you. Good morning, my colleagues, members of Parliament. Good morning, Secretariat. Good morning, our dear permanent witnesses. CHIPILI Town Council, good morning. I'm Dr. Singombe, representing the people of Dundumwezi in Kalomo, Southern Province. Thank you.
Mufumbwe.
Your obedient servant. Good morning, Honorable Chairperson, and good morning, my honorable colleagues, members of Parliament. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning to our Secretariat. and good morning to CHIPILI Town Council, and you're welcome to your committee. My name is Elliot Kabondo. I represent the good people of Mufumbwe.
Thank you. Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. And CHIPILI, welcome to your Committee on Local Government Accounts. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Eastern Province of Petoke District. Thank you.
Thank you very much. CHIPILI Town Council. My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency. Privileged to sit and preside over this session for a few minutes. Before we get into our main business, our interaction, I would like to comply with the Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia that gives immunity to the members of parliament in the main house, and the same is extended to you, that when you come before any parliamentary committee, you are conferred with it, and that whatever you say during our interaction will not be used against you in any courts of law. However, CHIPILI Town Council, if you choose to mislead your committee, misinform your committee, the same Cap 12 will be used against you. I have no doubt, however, in my mind that you would take that route, and that this morning you give us factual information, the information that will help us generate a very good report, the report that will then submit before Honorable Madam Speaker. With that said, I want to invite you now, even as I invite the chairperson to take over here, to submit your report. Chairperson, you're welcome.
Good morning. As a matter of guidance, I'm told on page 6, let's go to page 6. I just wanted to guide them. Yeah, page 6. The query on page 6 has been rested. We just wanted to guide you. This is a query on unauthorized transfers of funds between accounts. This matter has been rested. I just wanted to guide you, so you can proceed now to take us through your report.
Thank you very much, Chair, and honorable members of this committee. Before I submit my report, allow me, Chair, to submit an addendum to this August House.
No problem.
That is sitting on Appendix 9, 18, and Appendix 22.
No problem. Any other evidence you feel that was omitted in the submission? You have it. You can submit it now.
That is purely all, Chair.
Okay. Okay.
So,
and
Secretary, Chimfambe can. Yes.
I have to introduce myself also. My name is Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose. I represent the people of Chasef constituency, and I'm privileged to chair this committee.
Thank you, Chair. Let me also make a correction on page 26. Page 26.
Page 26.
Page 26. Cause of query And line number 2, at the far end, it's written 2023. It's supposed to be 2024, Chair.
Okay. May 2024.
May 2024.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. That being done, allow me to go to the main report. If I may be guided to go straight to the cause of query.
You read the query, then you go to the cause of the query.
Okay.
You read the title of the query, construction of the maternity wing at Musele 2023. Then you go to the cause of the query.
Thank you, Chair. On page 1, that is A, construction of maternity wing at Musele 2023. Cause of the query. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and further wishes to state that the query was caused by a delay in the commencement of the project, which was caused by unfavorable weather conditions during the time the contract was awarded. The contractor had mobilized and delivered materials to the site, but was unable to commence the works due to persistent heavy rains in the area. Hence, an extension of the contract period was granted to the contractor for a period of 4 months to allow for the rains to subside. Furthermore, the contractor was granted an additional 3 months to complete the project due to financial constraints by the contractor, and an additional 4 months was added for the additional works done as a variation of the project, as well as completion of the pending works. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to state that the contractor was engaged to expedite the works, and the project has since been completed. See attached Appendix 1.
Sorry, CS. We have our honorable members who are also following us virtually. We have Honorable Mtelo. We need to recognize them and ask them to introduce themselves. Honorable Mtelo, are you there? Honorable Mtelo? Okay, we can proceed. They will join us, but I wanted to tell you that we have Honorable Pavyuma, Honorable Mtelo, who are following us virtually. They're part of this committee. You can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Remedial measure. Management will ensure that the contractors mobilize at site on time and that the project is completed within the stipulated period. B, payment of sponsorships for learners whose parents or guardians in formal employment, management of secondary school and skills development bursaries. Cause of the query, Chair. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that recommendations were done by WDC and there was no way to know that the students' guardians were civil servants or in gainful employment as at time of selection. As at time of selection, all the applicants had recommendations and confirmation of vulnerability from either the village head person or church leader. Further, the WDC shortlisted and recommended that all the applicants met the requirement for award of sponsorship. The query arose from the lapse in scrutiny of applicants in relation to the employment status of the guardians, which is against the CDF guidelines. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to state that it withdrew sponsorship of the pupils for the year and further wrote to guardians for refund. Management has put measures to ensure that proper scrutiny of application forms are conducted, which includes hence screening
that also checks the status of the guardian of applicants to avoid a reoccurrence of the same by building capacity of World Development Committees, WDCs, as they are the first point of contact of applicants in the community. Further, community sensitization on the eligibility for sponsorship is conducted continuously being done. See Appendix 2, Chair. Remedial measure. Management shall continue to ensure WDCs conduct proper screening of applicants, including their guardians. C. Failure to submit consolidated list of applicants to the provincial local government officer on time for approval. Management of youth, women, and community empowerment grants. Cause of query, Chair. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the submission of the consolidated list was delayed by 3 months, which were submitted on 1st June 2023 and 15th June 2023. The approval was done on 24th July 2023 for both skills development and secondary school bursaries. The delay was due to late submission of the consolidated list of applicants to the Office of the Provincial Local Government Officer, PLGO, that is, which arose from CDFC's recommendation to extend the application window after noting that most applicants had either missing or incomplete information. This resulted in delayed selection, Chair, of consolidation and submission of the office to the Office of the PLGO. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to state that payment of both skills development and secondary school bursaries were paid upon production of invoices by the respective institutions by 26th July 2023. See Appendix 3, Chair. Remedial measure. Management wishes to state that it shall continue abiding to the set out regulations and guidelines to avoid late submissions and delay bursary beneficiaries. D. Management of soft loans. Cause of query, Chair. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the submission of the consolidated list was delayed by 3 months, which were submitted on 11th July 2023. The approval for soft loans was done on 20th July 2023. The delay, Chair, was due to late submission of the consolidated list of applicants to the Office of the POGO, which arose from CDFC's recommendation to extend the application window after noting that most applicants had either missing or incomplete information. This resulted in delayed selection, consolidation, and submission to the Office of the PLGO. Action taken. Management wishes to state that payment for soft loans were made or paid by 31st December 2023. See Appendix 4, Chair. Remedial measure. Management wishes to state that it shall continue abiding to the set out regulations and guidelines to avoid late submission. E. Empowerment grants. Cause of query, Chair. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the submission of the consolidated list was delayed by 3 months, which were submitted on 1st June 2023. The approval was done on 5th June 2023 for women and youth empowerment grants. The delay was due to late submission of the consolidated list of applicants to the Office of the PLGO, which arose from CDFC's recommendation to extend the application window after noting that most applicants had either missing or incomplete information. This resulted in delayed selection, consolidation, and submission to the Office of the PLGO Chair. Action taken, management wishes to state that payments for grants were made on 11th August 2023. See Appendix 5, Chair. Remedial measures. Management wishes to state that it shall continue abiding to the set out regulations and guidelines to avoid late submission and delayed implementation. Page 7, Chair, we skip. Yes. Page 6, yes. We go to 2, failure to remit tax. Page 8, cause of query. Management acknowledges the findings of the auditors. The concern arose from the Council withholding VAT from payments made to a contractor without subsequently remitting the withheld amount to ZRA. Action taken, management had requested the company to submit the documents relating to tax type for which they were registered for verification to ensure compliance with the Council's withholding VAT agency status. The contractor has since complied and submitted the documents requested for verification, and payment to ZRA has since been done. See attached Appendix 7. Remedial measure, Chair. Management wishes to state that all contractors will be required to provide proof of tax type and tax clearance before any engagements with the Council. Further, the Council is engaging the ZRA to check the compliance status of suppliers before payment is done. 3, irregular charge of value added tax. We go to page 9. On management response, we have a table, Chair, of a payment to contractors by 67,000 kwacha 78. Munale contractors, cause of query. Management notes the findings of the auditors and wishes to clarify that the contractors were not paid VAT as the contracts were VAT exclusive. Action taken. Management is currently engaging ZRA to check the compliance status of suppliers before payment is done. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will continue to adhere to tax regulations. Dark red. Cause of query. Management notes the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the query was due to misinterpretation of the contracts. Management wishes to clarify that the contractors were not paid VAT as the contracts were VAT exclusive, rather the contract for this particular contractor. Action taken, Chair. VAT could not be charged. Management is engaging ZRA to check the compliance status of suppliers before payment is done. remedial measures. Management will continue to adhere to tax regulations. On 2, VAT not charged, cause of query, that is under the table there, Chair. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that based on the documents submitted by the vendor at the time of contract award, they were not VAT registered but were registered for turnover tax. Action taken. Management verified the tax type of the suppliers and ascertained their tax type. Management is engaging currently ZRA to check the compliance status of the suppliers before payment is done. Remedial measure. Management will continue abiding by the set regulations regarding VAT. See Appendix 8 attached, Chair. 4, payments to suppliers without tax registration. Page 11, Chair. Cause of query. Management has taken note of the auditor's concern which arose from the Auditor General omissions. According to the schedule availed by the Auditor General, all vendors had T-PIN numbers listed as in the table above. Action taken. Management has provided the taxpayers' registration certificates for the vendors in question. See Appendix 9. A remedial measure. Management will continue abiding by the set regulations regarding taxation. Page 12. B, cross-cutting issues. Appendix 1, budget, funding, and expenditure. Cause of query, Chair. The Council budgeted to receive and spend 28,313,902 kwacha during the period under review. The Council only received 27,261,470 kwacha. This was due to funds which were withheld by Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, which was for the procurement of ambulance and construction of Chief's Palace as per guidance. The total amount of 1,052,000 kwacha 432 was withheld for the construction of the Chief's Palace and procurement of ambulance respectively. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to state that the Council spent the funds received according to the approved budgets. See Appendix 10. Remedial measure, Chair. The Council will endeavor to spend the funds within the accounting period. Appendix 1.1, retained for Chief's Palaces. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the funds in question are funds retained for construction of the Chief's Palace. Action taken. Management wishes to state that the construction of the Palace, Chair, has already started and is currently at 44%. Management will continue to monitor the project for the Chief's Palace and report to the Provincial Local Government Office. See attached Appendix 11. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to have the Chief's Palace, completed according to the contract time schedule. Appendix 2, unspent funds. cause of query. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the closing balance of 21,072,048 kwacha was not spent as at 31st December 2023, but there were still committed funds to community projects and loans disbursement. The unspent funds were due to late receipt of funds, as seen in the table, Chair, below that statement. Action taken, Chair. Management has since spent amounts totaling 14,526,597 kwacha on community projects. Further, disbursed 2,224,377 kwacha on loans to various companies and 3,819,988 kwacha on skills and secondary school bursaries. See attached Appendix 12. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to spend funds allocated in the accounting period. Appendix 2.1, unspent funds, community projects. Cause of query, Chair. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the balance was 4,624,768 kwacha. 68 kwacha. Management has since spent 4,624,768 kwacha, funds which were committed for various projects amounting to the said amount, which is 4,624,768 kwacha. Action taken, Chair. Management has since spent amounts totaling to 4,624,768 kwacha for various projects. See Appendix 13. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to spend funds allocated in the accounting period. Appendix 2.2, unspent funds, empowerment grants. Cause of query, Chair. The Council management followed the budget allocation for the spending of the empowerment grants and not according to the funds received. The budget allocation for the period 2023 was 2,151,856 kwacha, 55 ingwe, from the total 28,313,902 kwacha, while Auditor General followed the amount that was disbursed, which is 2,071,872 kwacha, which creates a variance of negative 2%, amounting to 38,928 kwacha. Action taken, Chair. Management paid the amount following the budget allocation of the accounting period, which was submitted to CDFC, that is the Constituent Development Committee, and approved by the POGO. See Appendix 14. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to spend funds according to the approved budget and portfolio allocations for the various components of CDF as per guidelines provided. Appendix 2.3, unspent funds, empowerment grants, Chair. Cause of query. The Council management followed the budget allocation for the spending of the empowerment grants and not according to funds received. The budget allocation for the period 2023 was 2,151,856.55 ingwe from the total 28,313,902 kwacha, while Auditor General followed the amount that was disbursed, 2,071,872 kwacha, which creates a variance of negative 2%. Action taken, Chair. Management paid the amount following the budget allocation of the accounting period, which was submitted to CDFC and approved by the POGO. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to spend funds according to the approved budget and portfolio allocations for various components of CDF as per guidelines provided. See Appendix 15. Appendix 2.4, secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Cause of query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the query was due to low turnout of bursaries beneficiaries for secondary school, boarding and skills development. Action taken. Management has since varied funds to procurement of school desks. Further, management wishes to report that it has enhanced the sensitizations through community engagements and radio programs. See attached Appendix 16, Chair. Remedial measure. Management will continue engaging residents of CHIPILI to make use of the bursaries component for CDF. Appendix 2.5, unspent funds, administrative costs. Cause of query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the query was due to misposted figures in the ledgers at draft financial statements, which was ratified prior to the audit of final general purpose financial statements, which were ready for verification by Auditor General. Action taken. Management wishes to clarify that the misposted amount was corrected and verified by the Office of the Auditor General prior to the final approval of financial statements. The accurate expenditure of the administrative component was 1,895,325 kwacha, comprising two parts: 1,415,695 kwacha for the year 2023 and a carried forward balance of 561,507 kwacha from 2022. See Appendix 17, Chair. Remedial measure. Management will endeavor to ensure that the administrative component is utilized according to the CDF guidelines. Appendix 3, 2022 community projects. Cause of query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the query was due to late award of contracts. This was due to delayed receipt of CDF guidelines, lengthy approval processes, and re-advertisement of tenders. Action taken, Chair. The outstanding projects have since been completed. See appendix, completion certificates, and reports pictures. That is under Appendix 18, Chair. Remedial measure. Management will endeavor to complete CDF projects within the accounting period to foster development in Chipili district. Appendix 4, Chair, 2023 community projects. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditors and wishes to state the action taken as tabulated below. That is according to the table, Chair, just under that submission from page 19, page 20, page 21, as well as page 22, Chair. Yes. See Appendix 19. Remedial measure. Management will endeavor to award and implement CDF projects within the accounting period to foster development in Chipili. Appendix 5, Chair. Analysis of performance, youth, women, and community projects. It should be community projects. Direct engineering. Yes, community projects, Chair. Cause of query. Management wishes to submit that it has disbursed 100% of the women and youth empowerment grants. The local authority received 97 applications, out of which 55 were approved, representing an approval rate of 57%. Action taken, Chair. Management has disbursed 100% of the women and youth empowerment grants. 40,000 kwacha was paid in 2024 after there was a dispute of one of the beneficiaries, which was later confirmed, and the funds were disbursed. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to follow the CDF guidelines in the implementation of the women and youth empowerment. See Appendix 15. Appendix 8, performance analysis, soft loans. Cause of query. Management wishes to note the concerns of the auditor that showed an over expenditure of 1,283,618 kwacha on empowerment loans. However, management wishes to clarify that there was no over expenditure, as the total allocation was 6,146,184 kwacha 83 ngwe, Chair, which comprised of 2,918,400 kwacha being balance brought forward from 2022 allocation, and 3,227,784 kwacha 83 ngwe being the allocation for the accounting period 2023. Total disbursed was 5,815,772 kwacha as at 31st December 2023, leaving a balance of 330,412 kwacha 83 ngwe, which was disbursed in 2024. Action taken, Chair. Management has disbursed the 2022 and 2023 loans to all the applicants. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to disburse loans according to the allocation in line with the guidelines and budget. Appendix 9, Chair. Failure to recover loans. Cause of query, Chair. Management notes the findings of the auditor that at the time of audit, management had not recovered loans disbursed. However, management wishes to clarify that at the close of the year 2023, a total of 155,270 kwacha had been recovered from soft loans from various companies and cooperatives. Action taken, Chair. Management has been engaging the loan beneficiaries and has further recovered 614,989 kwacha as at 31st December 2024. See Appendix 20, Chair. Remedial measure. Management shall continue to monitor and engage loan beneficiaries to ensure compliance to the CDF guidelines and repayment. Appendix 10, Chair. Secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditor and wishes to state that not all students graduated at the time of audit, as some programs were running for more than a year and students are still in school. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to state that total number of 66 students have graduated from Mansa trades. Under secondary school bursaries, 52 pupils are still in school. See Appendix 21, Chair. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor to ensure that students being sponsored complete their programs and graduate. Appendix 13, analysis of performance of desks, Chair. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditors that revealed non-delivery of desks as at time of audit. Management wishes to state that all desks were delivered by end of May 2024, Chair. However, there were lapses in proof of delivery for the 500 desks during the time of verification. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to state that all disposal documents have since been recovered and ready for verification. See Appendix 22, Chair. Remedial measure. Management will ensure that in future all disposal documents are properly filed and availed to the auditors during audit. Appendix 14, delivery of substandard desks. Cause of query, Chair. Management wishes to note the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that the desks received in good condition. The desks were received in good condition. However, 10 desks developed defects during the defects liability period. Action taken, Chair. Management had engaged the suppliers and defects on the desks have since been worked on. Remedial measure, Chair. Management will endeavor that all defects are attended to within the shortest possible time. Ends my submission of report, Chair.
Thank you very much for that submission. It's now time for points of clarifications. I'll start with Dr. Mwanza, then I'll come to Honorable Kamondo, then Siavonga later.
Thank you, Chair. We go to, I take the committee to page 1. Construction of maternity wing at Musele, 2023. This project was awarded to Shavik Investments on 15th December 2023, supposed to end by 29th March 2024, at a contract sum of 1,314,539. On 5th April, the contract had been paid amounts to 328,635. The project suffered a bit of some delays in the completion. The first delay was due to unfavorable weather. Immediately after mobilization, the contractor applied for extension of time due to unfavorable weather, and then so there was extension of 4 months, meaning the project was to start around April, May, after the rain subsides. The question is, the contractor received the payment of 328,635 kwacha on 5th April, at least before, as at 5th of April. This is not the exact date that the money was transferred, but it was transferred within that period. Now, according to the narration of the project, it shows that in December, January, February, the contractor did not execute any works because of bad weather. How do you justify the payment of 75% of the total contract price before the project commenced? Then this maternity wing, is it at obviously it should be at an existing rural health post. Now, is it at Mulwani Health Post or Musele Rural Health Post? Because from Appendix 1, the letters that you've been writing, I think the first letter on Appendix 1 is referring the project as construction of a maternity wing at Musele Kaputa Ward in CHIPILI district. The second letter is saying tender for the construction of a maternity wing at Mulwani Health Post. Yeah, so the title is you're addressing it for two different sites. I'm not so sure whether Mulwani Health Post
is the same
as Musele. And then I'm just concerned that the project, of course, has been completed. It was completed on the 6th of March 2025, just a few months ago. We are given a project picture on Appendix 1. It is just after a letter written on 10th of March. This is a photo of Musele maternity wing taken on 6th of March 2025. Are we there on the picture?
Just wait.
Appendix 1. The title is Photos of Musele maternity wing taken on 6th of March 2025.
Just hold. Yes.
Yeah, so the caption just under the picture says, photo showing the entry point of the health center. Chair, I'm worried that this place looks to be inaccessible, because just in front there's a signpost of the health post of the health post, but where is the access road, as captioned under the picture, that the photo taken at the entry point of the health post?
Let us allow them to respond. One, how do you explain the 78,000 kwacha paid before the contractor started work? And you show us the IPCs justifying that payment. Then Musere and the other Mulwani. Is Mulwani and Musere the same place? Then also explain on this picture, or taken on 6th March 2025. And when you look at that picture, it looks an incomplete facility, and there is no access road. You said you have handed over, or whatever the case. What is your comment, Council Secretary?
Thank you very much, Chair. On the payment, I think that 75% of the amount was paid. 25%, I had 25, sorry. 25% as this is supposed to be
mobilization.
Mobilization, yes, Chair. Allow me to invite the Director of Engineering to just clarify on that part. Chair, I submit.
Director Engineering?
Okay, I'll come to this part.
Can we have the Director Engineering?
Thank you, Chair. On the 25% payment which was made, it was advance payment. Chair, I would like to state that we stated that the contractor had even mobilized and also taken some materials on site. It's just the weather that hindered them from commencing the project. Chair.
We agree.
Yes, Chair.
So the payment in question is mobilization?
Yes, it's 25% advance payment according to the contract.
How much was it?
328.
The total contract price?
It was 1,314,000.
Okay. Musere and the name of Musere and the other one, are they the same?
No, Chair, they are not the same. Mulwani is another similar project, which is also being undertaken in the district, but we meant to address to Musele.
Did you go through your report?
Yes, I did, Chair.
You didn't notice this confusion?
Yes, I did, Chair.
You saw it?
Yes, I did.
So you didn't correct it?
We didn't correct it at the time we were preparing this report, because these documents were the documents which we were giving to the contractors at the time we were interacting with them. So it cannot be corrected at the time when we are doing the report, because it would mean altering information that is already in the hands of the contractor. I submit, Chair.
Dr. Mwanza?
This is a correspondence between the contractor and yourselves, Appendix 1. So they're just extracts which you put in the report. So you were addressing, I can take you after the pictures, just after the pictures of this access, the letter written on 17th January 2024. So this letter was written by your council to the contractor, and the subject is a contract for the, yes, it is a contract for the construction of a maternity wing at Musele Rural Health Center in Chipili. Then, this is the last letter of on Appendix 1. And so the reason that you did not want to tamper with and then the other one is written on 29th July 2024 to the contractor. Tender for the construction of maternity wing at Mulwani Health Post. So, we are addressing the same contractor tending to two different sites, Mulwani and the Musele. Is he the same contractor dealing with these two sites?
Yes. Yes, Chair. The letters are addressed to the director, Shavik Investments, both of them. And the content that are found in the letter, which is heading Mulwani, still is specifying that the maternity wing at Musele. So what we have there, Chair, which was not seen in the preparation of this letter, it's in the heading where we are addressing, or rather the title.
Did you have a project at Mulwani?
We have a project at Mulwani, Chair.
Same contractor?
No.
But how do you address a letter to Honorable Mulunda, Siavonga Member of Parliament, but you, in the content, you're talking about Mulunda being a Member of Parliament for Chasefu? How do you do that? You are the ones who are doing this. The contractor in question was dealing with Musere, but you bring in Mulwani where he has no business. How do you do such a thing? Honorable Mulunda.
The simple question you asked yet, do you go through? Because I don't think all these people here, our staff, our management, can't trace this if you are going through your report. All of you missed this. It was
Council Secretary. You see where the confusion is. When we read ourselves, we critique this. You don't take business serious. You are the Council Secretary, isn't it? Are you the one who was there? Alex Zulu.
Yes, Chair.
You are Alex Zulu. You are the Council Secretary.
I am the Council Secretary, Chair.
You know, that position you have is a very big position, and the expectations and everything is very high on your office. You cannot do such a thing. These are simple things that are exposing you officers. This is unprofessional, and you see, if you can do a letter like this, talking about, this is the danger when you sit and manufacture evidence. You forget, you are cooking up what to come and say to this committee. And this is, take this serious. The day you are going to be doing the correct things there, before auditors, you supervise, you do everything there. All these things which are exposing you will not be happening. But you're not paying attention to why you were employed to administer the CDF properly there. Then when you come here, you go to settle in Charimbana, you start now making these letters. And you're not the only council. I was telling someone, honorable members, that the day that these officers, the council secretaries, will be sitting in the CDF committee continuously, these things will be resolved. will come to an end. You don't sit in the CDF committees. You don't follow the business. You are doing other things. Now, the people who are involved, treasurer, planner, director, engineering, now here, they want to present is yourself. Now you start making these things. If you were there, you cannot say, Musere and Mulwani, they are two different places. A contractor is being attributed to a project where he has no business. And you see the picture that you have shown there from Sere. There is no access to that health facility. There is a billboard. There is no access. And when you look at this, you took the picture from a distance, showing that this project is not complete. Another question. We just want to demonstrate to you these weaknesses you have. Dr. Mwanza, the follow-up.
Yeah, I'm just interested if the project was completed at the same signed cost price of 1,314,539. The financials, because somewhere in your communication you extended the contract because you gave some additional works. So did you complete the project at the same price or different? If it's different, what about the
approvals
and
the
the rest of stuff?
Thank you, Chair. I'll ask Director of Engineering to state.
Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. The approval was done. Even
First question. The original, the first cost price or project price was 1 million something. Did you complete it at same price or there was a variation?
No, Chair, there was a variation.
Can you show us the approvals of the variation? It's appendix what?
Unfortunately, Chair, we didn't come with the approvals for the variation. However, it can be availed to the committee at a later stage.
That's why we have a problem. How do we know? Because ourselves, the interest is these projects that are being proposed, are they being completed at the right price during the shortest period of time? What are the challenges on the timing? Why the delay? The delay is December to April. The weather was not good. That is understood. You can justify that. Was that the main factor of the variation? What caused the variation?
Chair, the variation was caused due to some additional works which included the septic tanks and soakaways, because initially we had planned to use the existing septic tanks and soakaways because there was already a facility at the
Musede.
Yes, at Musede.
So there is no documentation to show that. How much was the variation?
Variation was an additional almost 200. So the contract sum, I think it's in the report under appendix 18. Appendix 19, sorry.
Let's go to appendix 19.
So under appendix 19 on the third page of the report.
Third page?
Yes. Fourth page rather.
The first page?
The fourth page.
Fourth. Can you read for us the one which says?
Yes, Chair. The last one, which is Msele, which is the project cost was 1,599,000.
The first page, the third page of
the fourth page. On appendix 19.
Okay. Do we have the completion certificates?
Yes, Chair. We have the completion
Appendix?
certificate. On the same appendix,
Towards the end?
let me just find it.
Next time, please number them.
On the first appendix.
After the pictures?
After the just before the pictures.
Before the pictures?
Yes, Chair.
Before the pictures, a status report on 23 community projects.
It's the one just right before the pictures on Appendix 1.
Appendix 1?
Yes, Chair.
Appendix 1. Or the first one. The one which is contract for the construction of a maternity wing at Msele Rural Health Center in Chipili, Lot 1.
Chair, these are the letters.
I mean the completion
The completion certificate is just right before the pictures, towards the end.
Appendix 1?
Yes, on Appendix 1.
Okay. It was just completed on 10th March 2025.
We took possession on 10th March. It was handed over, it was completed on 6th March.
Okay.
So, Chair, the project is scheduled for commissioning.
Okay. From 2023?
Yes, Chair.
Next question.
Chair, maybe I can also address the other question. There's an existing access because it's just another building on the same plot as the existing the existing health post.
Okay.
Yes, the picture was taken just to show the billboard, but the access is there.
Even the billboard cannot be.
But the caption of your picture here is photo showing the entry point of the health post.
It's just that the
So
photo is just a bit blurred.
Okay.
Even the billboard, you can't read. Are you able to read? We have seen it.
Yes, Chair, I think it's just a photo which is a bit blurred. We apologize for that, Chair.
Well, just last question. The extension, the third extension, because you had 3 extensions on this contract. First one was basically because of the unfavorable weather. It was for 4 months. Then the second one was due to financial constraints on the contractor, because he expressed concern that he had given an IPC and he delayed to pay. So you granted 3 months extension. The last one is the extension based on the additional works, such as Soccer Way. You granted 4 months. The justification, the original contract price, the original contract period was 4 months. So the first extension you extend for 4 months because of bad weather. The second extension you extend for 3 months because of the delays by the client to pay the IPC. The third extension you extend for 4 months, which is the original construction period was 4 months. Now total extension is up to 10 months. This extension of time, they need to have a reference with the original construction period. you cannot extend a contract for more than twice the initial construction time. And the reasons for extension must be valid. I want to challenge the second extension, where the contractor applied for extension on 26th of July 2023, as is seen in Appendix 1. You gave an extension based on the fact that you delayed to pay the IPC. Now, this project is 2023 CDF funded, and in July, on 30th of July 2024, that is when the contractor applied for extension of time because you delayed to pay the IPC. Where is the evidence to show that you did not have money? Because that was midway of 2024, using the 2023 funding.
CS.
Thank you very much, Chair. It is noted that the concern that has been raised on the delay was due to the funds not being available, but we did not provide evidence as in the funds not being available in the account. However, the cause of delay itself, as funds not being available, should have been supported with evidence that we did not have money. But that is the status as at the time when the contractor was supposed to be paid. We did not have sufficient funds in the CDF account.
You see, these projects are allocated funds, and the funds are never, once they are allocated, they are never touched for any other reason. They are locked for that particular projects. And when the projects are approved, all the funds are locked. And this is a 2023 project, CS. It went over to 2024. And somewhere in July, what is your explanation that in July 2024 you were not funded to have resources to complete this project, which you caused unnecessary delay of 4 months, 3 months, on account of failing to pay an IPC? July 2024. CS.
Thank you very much, Chair. Perhaps a little bit of background on what caused the councils not to have funds in their accounts as locked funds for approved projects is one. The funds at one point in time were revoked from the mopped rather. Were mopped from our accounts because from 2022 and 2023 are the years in which there were a lot of reforms during the process of implementation of CDF. So there was delay to commence most of the projects, including the procurement process, which introduced the system of the EGP. So a number of projects could not start on time.
Don't generalize. Sorry, I'm being unfair. Do not generalize. There are councils which have appeared here, 2023, 2024. One of them in your area, Chembe, was here yesterday. We had another council, Chifunaburi. So you want to generalize on your incompetencies. You have overpaid the administrative component. I'm coming to this point. So you can't generalize CS. You should just say we are not doing very well. We intend to improve. You can't generalize. And you see, you take it in a casual way. If this is the attitude that you're going to apply, a project for 2023 is going to be commissioned now in 2025. What more the projects for 2024? They will be commissioned in 2027 in CHIPILI. When you get instructions from the government, this is how you should work. Can you follow? That is a policy. Policy should be respected. That's government policy now. Deliver the projects on time. It means engineering, everyone, planner, director of finance, all of you should be on your toes working to ensure that these projects are done. Monies are being given. The monies that are mopped, you quickly apply. It can't take you 3 months, 4 months. Then you're not doing your part. Immediately you take and you make a follow-up, money is released. You can't be proud to say a project for 2023, now we are going to commission it. Even the way it is portrayed in the pictures here, you can tell we have a lot to do. The surrounding and everything, even the project itself. So that should not be the attitude, Bwana CS. You cannot, you just say you can do better. There are a lot of gaps in the financial management of this council, and as we interact, we shall demonstrate to you. A lot of financial, this is the council I'm seeing a challenge in the financial management. You are not doing very well there. So this should not repeat itself. Should be an anthem. The president or the government wants quickly. These MPs have made decisions. These are the projects. Musere, you cannot write a letter. Even the letters done. When we see you, we see officers, capable officers, organized officers. You write a letter for a project which someone is not doing. Then you bring it here. So allowances that you have gotten is just to come and apologize. We are sorry, we are sorry. When we squeeze you like this, we seem to be unfair. No, we are not going to stop. We are going to expose your weaknesses. That's why I was saying that if the basis of promotion and appointment is only the way you administer or the way you are handling things in the councils, and you appear here with these reports, then many of you cannot be where you are. Honorable Kamondo, you had wanted to ask.
Not a follow-up on the...
No, it's a different one, yes.
I have some points of clarification, but before maybe I ask my question, for the sake of the viewers out there, this is the query is on page 2.
Let's go to page 2.
The query is on page 2. B, payment of sponsorship for learners whose parents or guardians in formal employment, management of secondary school and skills development. According to this query, I just go to maybe second paragraph. Contrary to the guidelines, the council paid amounts totaling to 18,000 as boarding fees for 6 learners at 3 schools whose parents or guardians were civil servants under the Ministry of Education. In this regard, the eligibility of the 6 pupils were questionable as their parents were in formal employment. Further, contrary to the guidelines, the council paid an amount of 24,745 for 2 learners as tuition fees at Mansa Trades Institute, whose parents or guardians were in formal employment. Now, management responded in this manner. I just want to quote one. Management has acknowledged the findings of the auditors and wishes to state that recommendations were done by ward development committees, and there was no way to know that the students' guardians were civil servants or gainful employment as at the time of selection of the application. Chair, this statement actually worries me a lot.
Yeah, even myself.
Because if we can start doing this way and we don't want to take responsibility of the errors that we have made, then we are not going to learn. You and I, Chair, we know very well, and we sit in these meetings, except that the council secretaries, they miss these meetings. When we are doing the selections, first of all, people are supposed to be guided, sensitized. The ward development committees, they know the guidelines. Even the CDFC, they know that. And one of the things that we've been doing is to make sure that we look at these applications so that we don't make such mistakes. Now, if we can go ahead, so to me, I don't know what
it was deliberate.
Yes. Now, if that was deliberate, I think which the CS actually is here, I will not answer for him. I want to find out actually that I've gone through the appendix and the evidence that you have given to your committee. I wanted to find out when were you audited as CHIPILI Council? Maybe you can answer that one, then I can progress.
When were you audited?
We were audited between March, April, up to June.
Okay. March to June 2024?
2024. Chair.
So, Chair, if they were audited in March, when you look at the evidence that they've adduced here on Appendix 2, the letters to these parents whose children were being sponsored when the parents were civil servants were written on 3rd March 2025. When you look at Appendix 2. So now, the questions actually that this is answers. You have taken the action taken, actually you have written that, you have written them. Now I want to find out from you. Have these parents refunded the money? And at what time? Do you mean you didn't realize at any time that these students that you were paying for, their parents were civil servants until the auditors came to raise the red flag? And how much have you recovered so far? Also in the same vein, the last one, when you look at the evidence that you have adduced, when you look at this letter, you are telling your committee from this letter, the last sentence, find attached the list of affected pupils. But when you look at your evidence, you have not lined up actually the affected pupils. So maybe if you can answer those queries, then maybe we may make follow-ups. If you satisfied us, then it's so far, it's fine.
Do you have a planner at your council?
Yes, Chair, I do.
Is he here?
Yes, the Director of Planning is.
Who is the Director of Planning? I just wanted to find out before, then respond first.
Thank you very much, Chair. Allow me to invite the Director of Finance to guide on the same matter that has been raised by the honorable member.
Or the issue of paying back? Or everything?
Yes.
Okay. I thought the planner would be the best to answer. You know, Director of Finance.
There will be a share of responses by the two.
Okay.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you so much, Chair. The refund is not yet done for the same students.
No, let them finish. There are so many questions he has asked. We want you to respond.
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, we appreciate and agree with the findings of the auditors. And Chair, to start with, in our response where we are citing the WDCs, we are not running away from our responsibilities, as we are supposed to do due diligence as well. Foremost, we took the report to the CDFC committee based on the minutes and
based on
the minutes from the World Development Committees. So I think the decision was made from there. So Chair, we would like to acknowledge and agree that yes, even before we took the report to the CDFC committee, we were supposed to do an in-house or an internal verification of the applicants. But as Chair, we agree on the process that wasn't done at that time because we trying to look at the quick approvals of the applicants. But going forward, I think we started...
Before you go forward, we want to deal with this situation. Why do you want to go forward?
Yes, sir.
This is a very serious matter. The guidelines are saying that only vulnerable children are supposed to be paid for. You are getting children from families who are in gainful employment, civil servants in the Ministry of Education. Those are the people you are paying for these bursaries, leaving the vulnerable people of Chipili, and you want to say that you're going forward. Why do you want to go forward? Let's deal with the matter. What made you serious negligence on your part as a planner? And you have said very well that you are supposed to do due diligence. Why did you neglect to do this? Tell the people of Chipili. And you see, the debt that he has just quoted, you wrote this letter of withdrawing in 2025, meaning that the whole 2024 you have been paying for these children. A deliberate move on your part. Bwana Planner, tell us what happened. And commission, you are here, the ministry is here. These people, at the end of the day, those who are involved should pay back this money so that they learn. It's not the WDC will bring anything. Due diligence is done by the council. It's the officers who are paid. WDCs are not paid. These are paid to scrutinize, verify that what is coming to them is the proper information. This is a serious omission. Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair. Yes, we did that after noting that yes, there were those scenarios. So we started engaging the parents, who, according to the evidence which are provided in Appendix 2, some acknowledged that yes, they were in formal employment and they are willing to pay back the money. Then the others indicated to us that their details were used by their relatives who didn't have the details to use, and they said yes, they were vulnerable, but they used these details. So there are those mixed reactions where others yes confessed that yes, they were in formal employment and they are willing to pay back. Then others they used their details. So Chair, we're still making follow-ups. Like for the others two who were at master trades, by then they are already graduated, so we haven't paid for them. Then for coming to the date when we wrote, because we discovered that among the invoices that we received this year, one of the students was appearing in the audit query. So that's why we wrote, and we haven't honored that invoice up to now, Chair. Thank you.
So the issue is, these are serious matters. You people, you are operating in an institution where everything is guided. When you have a challenge, you ask the ministry. So you are doing these things deliberately. So we know we are a committee, that is, you are taking it as a business as usual. We are going to make serious recommendations so that you, for negligence, it's either you are demoted, treasurer, everyone demoted. If not demoted, you should pay back. And identify vulnerable children in CHIPILI who are deprived of this service to pay for them. You are getting people who are coming from gainful employment, parents who are in gainful employment. You are doing it deliberate, and you wait for auditors who come. So to do that, so that we can put a deterrent, because we are not going to be sitting here, we going forward every year. We are going to make serious recommendations on CHIPILI on this matter. Honorable Kamondo, thank you very much. We are going to make serious recommendations, and we are going to raise a flag so that you people, if you are not fit to be in those positions or doing things deliberately, you should learn now to work. We don't sound to be harsh, but these are public resources. A good policy by the government. We have vulnerable children in our communities. Let us support them. That's the essence of the president says, support the vulnerable children. Now you leave them out. You pick the people who are already benefiting, who are receiving salaries and what. Those are the people you are sponsoring. So whoever was involved will be exposed on this matter. Bwana Council Secretary. You have another pressing issue, another question? Your mic?
Chair, indeed, this is a very disheartening story. We have a lot of people who are very vulnerable in our societies. This trend, if it is not brought to a stop, it will continue. We have seen actually in some cases where council employees, they get their relatives, some of them their spouses, some of them their own children, and they go to a very remote ward, so that they use that innocently, the Ward Development Committee, to make those recommendations. But when you go deeper, you find that these people, they don't even have a fixed abode. The only issue which is there, they are related to council employees. So the last question, I just wanted to give them counsel that I only hope that that is not what is happening in CHIPILI. Then I wanted to know whether these students or pupils, the remaining ones, have been withdrawn from those schools, or they are still there.
CS?
The Director of Planning is going to guide on that one.
Thank you, Chair. We haven't received response from the school, but what we know is that we have not honored the invoice for them, so that we only pay for those who are due, and we are doing due diligence. We have to go back there and do the accounting, which is being done. Thank you.
If you look at, we are going to administrative component of your CDF, it was overspent. You overspent in millions. One of the reasons is to go and do due diligence. Now, if you are not doing the due diligence, you allow this. That is you are part of this. So, as emotional this matter can be, we are going to deal with it, and we are going to make serious recommendations, because it's taking place. There's one council where a council employees is the one who is having a contract, and they get money 300 and something thousand. They don't even do that contract. They quickly advertise to give another contractor. That 300,000 kwacha wasted. we are going to help. We are helping this nation and we are going to expose wrongdoing. No personal issues, but issues that you write yourselves so that we expose you. And if you are not ready to save this country in those positions, there are so many Zambians there waiting. One day they will fill up your positions and even do better. So we want to take this as a warning to all council employees who are charged with responsibility. You are paid to do the work every day. Go to work and do the correct thing, consult, do it on time so that this country can develop. But this issue of the vulnerable children being left out, no. As a chairman of this committee, I will make sure I'm in touch with the Minister of Law Government. Even yesterday, the PS is in Safia, the Minister is in Nakonde. So we talk every day, and the Commission, we shall go there. We have a representative. Order should come to councils. Thank you, Honorable Kamondo. The next question. Failure to submit consolidated list of applicants to the Provincial Law Government Office in time for approval on page 4. And now I'm speaking to officers now. Office of the Planner, it is your duty, according to the regulation, such a period, these things should be submitted. But always you submit late. This is one of them on page 4. Another one, soft loans, management of soft loans. Late submission of the consolidated list to the office of the PRO soft loans. You can go to another one. It is the case. Now, the question to you, Council Secretary, to the planner through you, or you yourself, Council Secretary, since you are the supervisor, why should CHIPILI Council fail to submit the list of loan applicants 3 months later? People who are being favored to say they enhance their businesses, their livelihood changes, they apply for a loan. You to submit to the provincial within the same province. CS, there was a complaint that the Ministry of Law Government has centralized everything. So they should decentralize. They did decentralize, but still you are submitting late. Why? Council Secretary.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. One of the reasons for late submission, Chair, is this was the first time the people of CHIPILI in the year that is under review, the 2023, got these loans, and much of it, of the processes of how to go about the submissions of the documents that are correct, was still under the process of educating them, and there was a back and forth interaction between the applicants themselves. So they didn't understand, many of them, the whole process, and many others at one point in time, like I'll stretch back to 2022, we did not have, even after advertising, we did not have applicants for loan. 2023, we were approving the 2022 and 2023 almost at the same time, because many of the people here in CHIPILI were applying for grants but not for loans. So it delayed these submissions on the component of loans. I know even on the part of the the grants, we had a similar situation of people not meeting the requirements. So we would ask them to complete the submissions of what was required, and hence the 3 months delay that occurred during the time of the period of review by the auditors. I submit, Chair.
Failure to remit tax, page 7. Irregular charge of value added tax, page 8.
Thank you very much. Chair, allow me.
I just want, before you, what could be the challenge with your accounting system? Director of Finance, does he understand these issues? CS.
Yes, Chair, he does, because he is a qualified accountant. And so I wish the Director of Finance to make a submission on this.
Director.
Thank you so much, Chair. Failure to remit tax. On this one, Chair, for sure tax was withheld due to the reason that the supplier, or rather the contractor, did not give us the type, of which we requested him to submit all documents so that we know the type is qualified for. It took time for him to submit the documents. That is, it took us long to pay ZRA.
At the time of audit, before the auditors could come, or at the time of audit, it's not a day's business. You couldn't engage the same person, the same contractor?
The contractor was engaged, despite he didn't respond at the right time.
You only responded when you are coming here now to appear. Page 50. Unspent funds, empowerment grants. The amount that you received for grants was 2,071,872. What you spent is 2,110,800 kwacha. You overspent 38,928. What happened? What excess money beyond the allocated money for grants?
Thank you so much, Chair. The total money we received was not 2,071,000. The total amount we received was 2,151,856.55. That is the allocation, and that's what we received there, Chair.
When the auditors were engaging you and they did the DAP, why didn't you engage them to drop this matter and clarify it?
Chair, we tried to resolve it. It's one that the time we were explaining, we couldn't understand each other by that time.
Let me ask the Office of the Auditor General.
Yes, Chair, thank you so much. I think during the preliminary issues, I did allude to the fact that audit is a process, and before the Auditor General's report is published, we invite our clients to confirm whether the facts stipulated in the draft report are factually correct. And I was showing the Honorable Mwanza here the correspondence between the controlling officer, Minister of Local Government, writing to the Auditor General to confirm those facts. Because if the facts are submitted and they're proved to be valid, we normally adjust the report accordingly. So this issue should not have arisen if such a situation was provided at a particular period to avoid such a situation here. I submit, Chair.
You see, it is an issue of not taking audit serious. These appearances have become routine every year, and of course it comes with an allowance from even ourselves. So we'd like to have them as business as usual. Such queries could have been dropped if you are serious. And it exposes you as a professional to have this. It is not true that today you want to say the auditors were not. They give you chance to say, confirm this, what you have done here. And you have that opportunity. You don't want to do that so that you can appear here. But unfortunately, this time, it may not be business as usual. Then the other thing is the unspent funds, administrative costs, page 17. Amount received for administrative cost, 1,363,074 kwacha. Amount spent on administrative cost, 3,672,572, having a negative variance of 2,309,498, overspent by 169%. Council Secretary, administrative cost.
Thank you very much, Chair. Allow me to invite the Director of Finance to guide on this matter.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, according to the report, yes, it's showing that we overspent. During the draft financial statement, yes, we had some figures. Before the financial statements, we noted it and went back to auditor general. Thereafter, it was collected. As you can see on the appendix, on appendix 17, we are going to see a financial statement which is showing the audited financial statement.
Appendix
17. That is page 13. Or the first page. Now the second. You can see where the acting auditor general signed. Then you go to page 13. On page 13, you can go on the line where it's in 2013. Down there, kwacha, 2022 kwacha. There is a figure which is shown.
Second page.
Chair.
On the second page, there are two pages here.
There are two.
Three.
Yes.
Yeah.
Page 3?
Yes.
Yes, the third one.
The last page, actually.
The last page for sure, Chair.
Okay.
So second from the last.
Yes.
Second from the last, yes. If you go on administrative components, where it's written 8K, amount which was spent during this period was 1.8 million, and in 2022 we spent 723,493.
Come again?
According to the
last part there.
On the last part.
Administrative cost.
Administrative cost. In the year 2023, the total amount which was spent is 1.8 million, 1.895 million, 325 kwacha. Then in 2022, we spent 723,493.
How do you explain this 1.8 million?
The 1.83 million, if you go back in the narration of this, what is page 17 in the report. And on the action taken, it states that management is to clarify that the misposted amount was collected and verified by the Office of the Auditor General period to the final approval of financial statements. The accurate expenditure of the administrative component was 1.8 million. This amount comprises two parts. The 1.4, 15,695, was for the year 2023. And a carried forward balance of 561,507 from the 2022 period.
Office of the AG?
Yes, Chair. Thank you so much. I think during the preliminary issues, Chair, I brought this issue.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The other chair was sitting in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Last one. On the analysis of performance of desks, page 26. Cause of query. There is this issue undelivered 500 desks for the year 2023. 500 desks were not delivered. And that's a query. Then in your response, you say management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the auditors and reviewed non-delivery of desks at the time of audit. Then it comes to say management wishes to state that all desks were delivered by end of May 2024. However, there were lapses in the proof of delivery for 500 desks at the time of delivery, of verification. Management wishes to state that all the disposal documents have since been recovered and ready for verification. Why did you not show these documents of delivery during the time of audit? CS.
Thank you very much, Chair. Let me invite the procurement officer then at CHIPILI, because it's now transferred to Kaputa Town Council, who was there at the time to explain.
Procurement.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, with your indulgence, Chair, I will maybe be hesitant, Chair, to make a comment on why the documents here were not availed to the auditors, because from the procurement perspective, Chair, the suppliers did deliver the desks. Chair has indicated, Chair, in the report. However, Chair, with your indulgence, Chair, I will maybe request the CS maybe to direct the question, so that maybe the Director of Finance can assist me on why the matter was not rested by, with the auditors.
CS, back to you.
Director of Finance.
Thank you so much, Chair. On this one, thank you. Pio can try to explain more on that one, because it's talking about document not being availed to the delivery document not being shown to the auditors.
You see, it is very unfortunate. Now you are. What is happening at CHIPILI? CS, are you seeing the chaos that is taking place under your charge? Who is the custodian of the accountable documents in the council?
It's Director of Finance, Chair.
But he's refusing. He doesn't want to take responsibility. We are not going to force you. We are not here as a court. So if you yourselves, you are doing wrong things, you are not running the councils accordingly, then we have a problem. So I just wanted to show you that we have a problem. The way you are running the financials, accountability issues of finances in CHIPILI is exposed by this. You as a chief officer also, you are not in charge of the council. You are not in charge of the council. If you are in charge of the council, all these weaknesses cannot be exposed like this. Even when the query came on those pupils you are sponsoring whose parents are in gainful employment, you could have seen these issues during the time of audit. You are involved. So there is a weakness in CHIPILI Council that we have observed. And we are going to make serious recommendations. Serious ones. Because we feel that we owe this country better leadership. And that's the only thing we can do as a country. It's up to the powers whether they will allow this to continue. Us, we are not going to say this. We are a committee, but it should not be business as usual. You come here, public resources are being mismanaged, then next year you come, business go and improve, you don't improve. This is a culture that has grown in this country. It's not an issue of competence, it's an issue of a culture, a bad culture that we have developed. But we believe we can change, and that change begins with us. So we are going to make serious recommendations. As you go back, immunity is withdrawn. Go back and do the correct things. Those of you who still want to continue in this business, you just know why you are employed. I wish you well as you go back to your council. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for still being with us on Parliament Television. The Committee on Local Government Accounts has just received submissions from CHIPILI Town Council that was led by the Council Secretary, Mr. Alex Zulu, and they were making their submissions on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. So just now we stand by for the next witness. This is the second witness for today to make their submissions to the Committee on Local Government Accounts. Keep watching Parliament Television. Good afternoon.
Please, everybody, stand and help me.